I'm glad I did. Those are some really simple words, but I've been thinking about how often they quietly have changed my life. Not because everything turned out perfect. We all know that that's not the case. Not because every decision I made was easy. Actually, many of the things I am most grateful for started out with a great deal of uncertainty. There have been moments when I didn't know if I was making the right choice, doing the right thing. I wondered if I was, too old, too inexperienced, I just started too late, too nervous. And yet, I took one step anyway. I look back now, and I don't always think, "Oh, I'm so glad it worked out." But what I do think is, I'm glad I tried because trying has really changed me. It taught me things I couldn't have learned, well, any other way. It introduced me to people I never would have met, opened doors to things that hmm, I would have never done, I would have never thought of. Some of these things that have been brought to me have caused me the greatest joy in my life. Beginning with one uncertain decision. I didn't know how the story was going to end. I just knew that fear wasn't going to write it for me. I've been thinking about, a lot of things lately because every one of us has something sitting, they aren't there in the back of your head, back of your mind, out back there. Something we've wondered about, something we've considered. Is it possible? Something we've almost started. Maybe it'll turn out to be something wonderful. Maybe it'll turn into a lesson. Maybe it'll simply just become part of who we are and we'll go from there. But if you never do it, you never get to find out. I've reached that point where I'd rather collect experiences than wonder forever. Not reckless experiences, honest ones, the kind that help us make a little more out of ourselves. You know what I'm talking about? When I look back on my life, I don't treasure every perfect outcome. If I did, I'd probably be a little crazy. I treasure those moments where I was brave enough to take that step well into the unknown. Some people call it the abyss. Who knows? Because so often, I'm so glad I did. And maybe years from now, you'll look back on that small step you considered taking today and you'll nod your head and you'll get a big old smile on your face. Not because it was easy, but because it became a part of your beautiful story. Your life doesn't wind down, it just unfolds. If this resonates with you, if any of this resonates with you, I've created something simple around the idea. You can always find it in my shop below. I'm glad I did. But do me a favor, please keep showing up.